So, if you're watching this video within the first 2 days of me uploading it, I want to show you this Elvoa C, which is really, really good if you're looking for an assault rifle. It comes with brutal and deadly already on it, and it has sustained. You would probably want to roll sustained for vicious. You can also roll it for something else, maybe if you have enough electronics for competent or something like that. But I think brutal, deadly, vicious is very, very strong on this weapon. So in the back of the security wing, there is an advanced weapon vendor. You scroll down a little bit and you can get it there. So 1.4 is finally out, and I want to give like my first impressions of the patch and what I've heard feedback wise from a lot of the community and talk about it and that kind of thing. So yesterday I was streaming. I streamed for a large portion of the day. Actually started feeling sick a little bit like halfway through the stream. Now you can hear me. I'm like all stuffed up. It's actually not allergies today. I'm mouth breathing harder than usual, but it's because someone was sick at my girlfriend's work and she brought it home. She didn't tell me. But it's okay. I'm going to get through this, and 1.4 is out, and that's going to give me enough energy to get, through this video and hopefully through a live stream later on today. So, how is 1.4? It is amazing. It is everything I ever wanted. Obviously I played 4 weeks of the PTS, but going back to 1.3, you start to realize what a blessing it is to have an update like this come out for a game that we all know and love. I heard that there were a few problems still with the shotguns on console, so I want to talk about that a little bit today. I'm going to talk about the shotgun problem. I want that to be its own video, but I'll go over it briefly today as well, hopefully to kind of calm some of you guys down. I've heard very, very mixed feelings about it, and it's either, oh my god, I love it, or oh my god, the shotguns are still overpowered, this, that, and the other thing. And I want to let you know that this patch, okay, 1.4, was not a PvP patch. It was not supposed to make PvP any better. It was a patch to rebuild the core of the game so that the NPC scaling, the time to kill, the time to be killed, the weapon mods, the tuning, all that stuff was to be rebuilt from the ground up. PvP was not looked at barely at all with this patch. Now, they made a couple of tweaks here and there, but this was strictly a PvE patch, because in the Division, you're PvEing all the time. Even when you're doing PvP in the Dark Zone, you're still going to be killing NPCs when you're, on manhunts and in between fights. There is NPCs everywhere in this game, so this needs to happen before we can get a proper balance to PvP. Now, on PC, the PvP is great, and it works really well, and nothing's really that overpowered. There's people using tons of different builds, and I feel like the time to kill and the time to be killed is very good. Like, you can get shredded if you do stupid things like run out into 3 people. You're gonna get just absolutely melted. It's not like it was where you can just bounce off a smart cover and just turn into God and run into 4 people and not worry about dying. Obviously, some things, small things, can still be tweaked here and there, but for PC is great. Now on console, a lot of people are having issues with the shotgun meta still being pretty huge, and somebody said in my stream yesterday, they said, oh, he's a PC player, he doesn't care about consoles, as long as it's good on PC. And I want to let you guys know how untrue that is, because this community doesn't only consist of PC players. It consists a large amount of PS4 and Xbox One players as well. And I know that. And without you guys, without the console players watching my videos and supporting me, it wouldn't be the same, trust me. I care a lot about console players. I do anything I can to try to help them, and even when talking to the devs to try to give certain inputs on a console perspective of things. And I just know that I do care a lot, and I want you guys to have a lot of fun. It's not, this isn't only a PC game. It's a PC game and a console game, so it needs to be fair on both. Here's the issue with shotguns, okay? People are like, oh, just remove the auto aim. It's the auto aim. That's the issue. Or just nerf the damage. And I want to explain to you guys why those things aren't possible. So first of all, you don't realize on console how much you need auto aim, because aiming with 2 thumbsticks with enough sensitivity to be able to turn left and right without it feeling completely clunky. If you wanted no auto aim on a shotgun, it would literally take you about 5 to 6 seconds to completely turn around, because that's the amount of sensitivity you need to be accurate without auto aim. So taking the auto aim off the shotguns would make that weapon class completely useless, because it would be impossible to turn and aim at things without completely just swiping your controller right over the people that you're trying to shoot at. It just is not possible. So that's like out of the question. Now, what do we do about this, right? So we have these shotguns that we want to still be useful, but we don't want them to be completely overpowered. In an RPG game, you shouldn't really be getting one-shotted in PvP. That's not fun, right? Unless you're, you know, speccing all of your stats into one-shotting someone. The problem with shotguns is that they do large amounts of damage in small intervals. So, like, for example, the M870 or, like, the pump shotgun. You'll shoot, and then there will be a split second, and then you'll shoot again. There will be a split second. The problem on console is that the risk of missing your shot really isn't there because of the auto aim. The auto aim is making it so that people are hitting most of their shots. On PC, people who use shotguns, yeah, they'll hit you and it'll do like maybe like a third, maybe half your health, but then your movement is so fast on PC that hitting someone with a shotgun is very, very difficult in PvP. So that's why, you know, the shotguns aren't a huge problem in PC, because A, they don't have auto aim, and B, it's harder to hit people because they have faster movement with mouse and keyboard. You know, they can change direction faster, they have more control over exactly what they want to do, and that's where the problem comes. I went to a streamer's stream yesterday who was playing on console, and I watched him. This is what he did. He would sprint, pop shot, sprint, pop shot, sprint, pop shot. And he didn't miss not one shot with the shotgun when he was doing that. Now, if you don't know what a pop shot is, it's basically when you hit your left trigger a little bit before your right trigger, and since there's auto aim, it's going to hit them every single time. So what that does is it makes that person mobile, but also hitting all of his shots, and that's not how it should be. If you're using an assault rifle, an SMG, an LMG, it's like really hard to hip fire on console. So what are you going to be doing? You're going to be shouldering your weapon. When you're shouldering your weapon, you're slowing your movement speed. If you're slowing your movement speed, it makes those people that are using shotguns with auto aim an even more guaranteed hit with the shotgun. So you got to realize these problems are still there regardless of the skills being nerfed. You know, and nerfing the damage isn't the right choice, because here's the problem, right? You have somebody who has a shotgun that has brutal, deadly, and vicious, right? The three best talents you can get on a shotgun. So they have all these perfect stats. Now, those people that have those perfect talents are going to do tons of damage with their shotgun. But if you have a player who doesn't have a shotgun with the perfect talents, maybe there's a player out there that doesn't watch YouTube videos or doesn't watch live streams and doesn't know what talents to get on their shotguns. Those people are going to have very, very useless shotguns if the shotguns get drastically nerfed. They're also going to be very useless in PvE. And somebody who is using a shotgun in PvE, I don't know if you guys have done it, it's actually really fun using a shotgun in PvE. The stagger sometimes isn't enough, you know, like the stagger is nice to have, but without doing damage, it will be completely useless in PvE. Now, also remember that lower tiers, so you got people with purple shotguns, blue shotguns, green shotguns. If you nerf the damage when they're at their highest point with the best possible skills, you are absolutely destroying that weapon class for greens, blues, and purples, because greens, blues, and purples don't have those skill attributes that are making the shotguns so strong. So the question is, how do we fix the shotguns on console so that they're useful on PC and console, but not completely abused and being able to have one-shot capabilities without any type of drawbacks? Here's what I say. There's a couple things wrong here, right? The fact that somebody can run up to you with a shotgun and not have any type of negatives to that, because From the time that they're running from where they are to up in your face, you can't output enough damage with an AR, a sniper rifle, or an LMG in order for them to keep them back. That's an issue, right? It's something that many games have, is kind of a problem. You know, with stopping power, you can't just run up into someone's face. It happens in Destiny a lot. You see people abusing shotguns a lot. Now, if there was stopping power in the game, that wouldn't get abused as much. You wouldn't be able to run up in front of somebody. So I'm not suggesting to add stopping power into the Division, because that could be super, super frustrating, and a lot of people probably won't like that. But what I'm saying is that the mid-range weapons, like the ARs, the SMGs, the LMGs, and the snipers, all need to be strong enough that if somebody runs out into the open to try to get into shotgun range of you, because in my opinion, shotguns should do a lot of damage if you're really, really close. But it should be hard to get really, really close. Do you guys see what I'm saying here? So I think in the future, if we have armor penetration on ARs, SMGs, and all these other things, because I think that's what's causing people to be able to run right up in your face. There's no counter to stacking armor. So having armor penetration in the game would fix this a lot. Now, the other thing that I would change is I would lower the damage on the shotguns a bit when it comes to PvP. I think they should stay strong in PvE, but the damage should be, like, there should be a multiplier in PvP that lowers the amount of damage that you can do to another player. And add stagger, which is a stat that's on shotguns that only affects PvE. Add stagger with the shotguns, so that the shotguns are more of like utility weapons that can still be useful, they can still help your team, and they're not going to be completely useless by just like nerfing them into the ground, but they're not going to have one-shot capabilities unless someone builds a pure glass cannon build and, you know, risks running out in the open directly at you in order to get to you. So how would you implement stagger without it being really annoying? You guys remember, like, the explosive bullets with the reclaimer was super annoying. Like, you would just bounce around back and forth and continuously just be getting wrecked, basically, right? And that's not fun, to be bounced around like a pinball. I think some CC in this game is good, but too much causes a bit of a problem. It can be a bit frustrating. So there's a couple ways they could do it. They could make like a slowing effect, which I think would be pretty cool. So if you're running directly at a shotgunner, right, and they shoot you, then they have a % chance to slow your movement, or, you know, depending on the amount of stagger is the amount that they slow you for a certain amount of time. What that does is it makes it so that people can't just run into a shotgun and just completely face tank, so it'll stay strong in that matter, but it won't reward the people that just straight up Rambo and run with shotguns right into someone's face, even if they're sitting behind cover. They could also do something like flinch, which is present in a lot of games, where if you're getting shot with the shotgun, it can create your cursor to kind of bounce around a bit. That way they can lower the damage on the shotgun a little bit, and I think that would help as well. But I feel like having that passive ability on shotguns do something in PvP that's positive for the shotgun class. They will be able to lower the amount of damage of shotguns so that they don't have those one-shot capabilities but are still usable in PvP. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that in the comment section below. I think that would be a really cool change to shotguns, because I think at this point, nerfing shotguns into the ground isn't the answer. Taking auto aim isn't the answer. I think that the only way to have the shotguns be balanced for both PCs and consoles is to rework the way shotguns work. In most games, shotguns do a lot of damage up close. That's because they're shotguns and that's how they're meant to be used. But in a game like The Division, there's so many pieces of cover and so many skills that can get you really close to your enemy. There needs to be some sort of consequences for those people running out and just face tanking bullets. And I think armor penetration will really, really help this issue. Now, if you're sitting in cover with like an LMG and an assault rifle, and some dude with a shotgun runs directly at you in a straight line in the open, you should be able to absolutely melt those people for making that poor decision. Right now, with no counter to armor, that's just going to keep happening, and there's nothing that we can do about it until we add in proper armor penetration. But overall, besides that problem, this patch has been phenomenal. I can't stress enough how important it is to realize the changes that had to be made in order for this game to feel the way that it does now. The PvE experience is great. You can get loot in almost any way that you want. I was getting another complaint from a lot of console players saying that the stutter was very, very bad on Xbox One. What they mean by stutter is frame drops. Like sometimes I've seen some videos of people going into the dark zone and then they won't be able to move like for 10, 15 seconds. Apparently you can fix this issue if you clear your cache on your Xbox or your PS4. I think there's some sort of weird cache bug that's causing it to do this. I've had a couple people tweeting me saying that they completely just, wiped their cache from their Xbox and it helped a lot. So if you don't know how to do that, basically all you have to do is just hold the Xbox button for like 10 seconds. And I think it's the same on PS4. I'm not sure. Hopefully you guys can let us know in the comment section below. But I'm sure if you Google how to clear the cache on your PS4 or your Xbox, there will be a really easy tutorial on how to do that. So if you're experiencing really bad frame drops and micro freezes, I would definitely try to do that because I think it might help you out quite a bit. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying 1.4 as much as I am. I've been playing it so much. I have so much respect for the developers for giving us what we want. And even though this update wasn't meant for PvP, it has balanced it quite a bit. And I think there's only some small tweaks now that can be made that will make the experience very good for everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop the video a like. If you want to watch the rest of this operation, feel free to. And I will talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Detected heavily armored hostile approaching.
ugly, but the alternative looks even uglier. Thanks for doing the job. That intel you handed off? It says there's a hardened LMB supply cache in the tunnels not far from our base. Push them back before they get any ideas.
Warning. Hostiles detected nearby. Object successfully located.
Focus fire! Damn it! Eyes on target. Grenades! Here we go!
Visibility returning to normal levels.
Clear out the AO!
Alert. Now detecting hostiles. Alert. Now detecting hostiles. Hostiles detected.
Don't get cocky!
Alert, now detecting hostiles.
Engaging! Fire at will! Focus fire! Clear out the AO! Go, go, go!
Warning, hostiles have been detected. Confirmed, object has been located.
Open fire!
Jamming device
By
active.
the numbers! Now! JTF out! Maintain pressure! Man down! Man down! Don't get sloppy! Let's get this done! We got a man down!
hurt on the LMB back there. They're gonna be too busy trying to replace those guns to cause much more trouble. For now.